Now, the years of 2009 to 2013, what era would you call it? Would you call it the rise of the internet because of YouTube, Twitter? Or would you call it how legendary games began, like Minecraft? Or the sheer dominance of Taylor Swift and Kanye era? Now, I wouldn't call it any of that. In fact, I would call it the zombie apocalypse. Within this timeline, zombies were the rage. I mean, who can blame them? If you could just put yourself into this scenario of like you're the MC in the survival setting and you're that guy who has the shotgun and who calls the shots. I mean, how cool is that? And if you look at this era, many games really represent that. And of course, they come with unique aspects. For example, Resident Evil, House of the Dead, Left 4 Dead, Plants Zombie, that's the one that came with the different uniqueness. And if we look at the movie side of this era, Zombieland, The Crazies, The Dead, The Cabin in the Woods, and of course, World War Z closed this chapter. And it was so ironically, it closed the chapter beautifully. Within this era, the zombie craze was real. The whole world had not had enough of it. Now let's put this into a scenario's perspective. What will you do? Yes, you indeed, the one watching this video, if you were placed into this survival setting. Seriously, what will you do? Will you be the bad butt of the lone wolf, like the lone wolf guy? Or the savior, the one who saves everybody and who cares about everybody? Or will you be like this guy?
Well, fun fact, guys, the first zombie movie to ever actually exist is called The White Zombie, made in 1932. Well, the general concept and the plot of the movie is about a woman named Marge who is turned into a zombie. So she is literally the mother of all zombies. Movies. Get it? Because she's a woman and... Okay, and the movie influenced the general concept that we all know and love to this date. No applause?
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks. I don't think we needed that, but yeah. Like the saying goes, nothing lasts forever. And how poetic that the movie World War Z closed such an era. Yes, it was released on 2013. The end of the popularization of literally zombies as a whole concept. Now don't get it twisted, me thinking the zombies are irrelevant and all. There's still movies being released to this day that are having zombies, but the general like zombie apocalypse, it's dead. Now we have like romance of a girl falling in love with the zombie. I don't know how many are they. Probably editor Mike will put them on the screen. How many are they? But geez. The movie is technically what you can call a live adaptation of the book World War Z by Max Brooks. You probably know him from his famous books such as The Zombie Survival Guide, Devolution, Minecraft the Island, Minecraft the Mountain and Official. Is that even true? Is this real?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta read the summary and check how it is, at least the synopsis, or even this chapter 1. The island. A nameless Minecraft player finds themselves stranded on a mysterious island after a shipwreck. The player has no memory of who they are or how they got there. Huh. This is a Minecraft book. Excuse me, Michael, were you not reviewing the freaking World War Z Novel or movie? Have you forgotten? Oh yeah, my bad. Like I was saying, Max Brooks is the writer of the novel World War Z, which in retrospect, the book looks pretty interesting. It's pretty much a fictional oral history of how the zombie apocalypse negatively impacted the world. Hence the name World War Z. It was a literal World War zombie apocalypse. The general plot of the novel presents itself as a collection of interviews from survivors, military personnel, politicians, families that got impacted by the war, and various countries. Yes, different countries are involved. It's not only America. Shocking. Which, reading the short synopsis, it provides a different outlook on the event of being in a zombie apocalypse in the literal sense. Instead of the classic of I am that guy with 1 bajillion aura who has a shotgun and every girl that I meet my way becomes my wifey, or even the classic people who are literally trained to kill the soldiers, they fail, but a random bunch of teenagers or civilians who survive the first wave find a cure and literally kill an entire race of zombies. But no. The novel actually shows you what war actually does to people and how the zombie apocalypse wouldn't be a fly-by-night easy defeating thing. No. It is war, and when there's war, there's a lot of bloodshed and tears. Alright viewers, I have created here a checklist for you to see why the movie and the novel are not the same thing. In fact, they do not have anything similar to each other to make the movie the live adaptation of the novel. With the World War Z movie, on the other hand, it is played by Brad Pitt. Well, Brad Pitt plays a former United Nations employee named Gary. But I'm gonna still call him Brad Pitt because we all know who's Brad Pitt, right? Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, a former United Nations employee and now turned into a family man who cooks and cleans for his family. Truly a masculine man right there. A little information that you need to know about our MC right here is that he has 2 daughters, a wife, and he loves them. That's it? Yeah, pretty much. In the movie, of course, Brad Pitt and his family were stuck in the traffic with no knowledge that there's a sudden outbreak of zombies. And of course, him and his family, they were playing, road trip games, like what color, and guess what I'm guessing? Chaos ensues. With the family confused, the whole city was in deep state of chaos. People pushing, people stepping on each other, when there's a mob. Exactly. That's what was going on. Within all this chaos, Brad Pitt and his family somehow found a nice family that are willing to take them in for the night, of course. And since our MC is an ex-national employee, of course the government is going to save them. So of course Brad Pitt offers that to the father of that family, and the brother refuses. Why? Because he's an idiot. Plot reasons, of course. Of course, as soon as Brad's family leaves, the nice family dies. All of them. Okay, not all of them. The boy survived. Diamonds, by the way, that kid had to survive because I was livid. I was pissed because of that stupid dad. Because this kid, as soon as Brad Pitt's family is saved, Brad Pitt is forcefully recruited by the WHO organization. Oh wait, that wouldn't make sense because WHO organization is redundant because WHO stands for World Health Organization. So me saying organization makes sense. World Health
Okay, we get it. You're repeating the same thing. Back to the plot of the movie.
Okay, fam. Like I was saying, he was tasked, our MC, to find the source of the outbreak. Of course, accompanying this young genius named Fassbach, right? Yeah, Dr. Fassbach. to find and discover the way to stop this pandemic. The story goes that this virus began in China, in South Korea, and now our two heroes, Brad Pitt and Dr. Forsberg, are tasked to fly to South Korea and discover the cure. Bro proceeds to die. Like that, bro. Yeah, bro died like that. I bet you didn't expect bro to die like that. Roll a clip of him dying again. Since our only hope has passed on, Brad Pitt has to push on his own. So he finds a former CIA operative who provides him a little bit of intel on where the outbreak began, And of course, they discuss the possibility of finding the immunity of the zombie infection since this is a virus. So since this is a virus, the CIA agent tells Brad Pitt about how the Israel nation knew before everybody and decided to build a wall to combat against this infection or zombies. So Brad Pitt, of course, with knowledge of that, he chose to fly to Jerusalem. When bro gets there, it actually worked. The wall thing actually worked. It's keeping bay of all the zombies away from the people. It's literally uninfected. Hopefully it's not going to come down like the walls of Jericho or something and like, come on, it's not gonna happen, right? Brad Pitt meets a high Israel official named Jagen Wabra. I'm not gonna try. He's the name up on the screen. Of course, this high official yaps about the country's measures to protect its citizens and shares a little info of how zombies behave. Then there's this beautiful scene of Israel people and the Palestine people coming together and singing Kumbaya.
Coming over the top!
What do you mean, movie? Why did the zombies go crazy as soon as these two nations come together? What? Besides the message that the movie is sending that I don't even want to talk about, chaos ensues and Brad Pitt says something interesting. Something is hinting. You know what? I think I'm wrong. I'm sure it's nothing. Fast forward, after our guy Brad Pitt saves a lady soldier who got bitten from being infected. Her name is Sega, by the way. Sega or Sega? Sega? Sega! Is it Sega for real? Sega, you idiot! Oh, Sagan. And of course, since Israel, Jerusalem, is infected with the zombie infection, our MC and Sagan, they gotta find a way to escape. And somehow, they found a plane that was on its flight to Moscow, Russia. Mother Russia, as most could say. What sort of plane that was? Well, that was a community plane. A civilian plane, Of course, the plane did not stop for them. It was moving slowly, about to fly, and soldiers were pointing guns at them and forcing them to let them in, of course. My question is, how did nobody notice there was a zombie in a plane? Did the zombie just spawn in there, or does said person get infected and turn into a zombie in the toilet? which destroys the whole. You turn into a zombie in 12 seconds or a minute. Oh, by the way, if I forgot to mention, the whole rule is, in order for you to get infected, you get infected like in 12 seconds or even a minute, depending on the affected person. Which again, it brings another question. How did the said infected person get on the plane? I'm assuming there are checkups that are done before you go into the plane. Like, there's a whole process that you have to do before entering the plane. And the last question, how was the zombie smart if the whole thing is he turned into a zombie into the toilet, turning into a zombie thing? Was the zombie that intelligent enough to just keep quiet enough so that nobody could figure out that it's in there and wait until that person, whoever, opens and it jumps out? So many questions. Now, of course, panic ensues because our innocent civilian people are being attacked by a zombie, and our MC does what? What does it do? You telling me brother blows up a plane? For real? What? The plane blows up and our two characters die. That's how the movie ends. Alright. The plane crashes and literally everybody dies. Everybody dies, which makes sense because you see the crash, and literally both of our characters survive. Him and Sagan. Both of them. Now, yes, he is bruised up, but come on, bro. From a crash like that, I gotta say that's kind of a win, right? A win. But of course, you can tell that's plot reasons. But there's no any other plot reason for them to survive, right? Right? Oh, hell nah. You're telling me they landed on the exact spot they happened to want to be at? Like, they actually wanted to be there and they landed there? Bruh. Well, to be honest with you, viewer, the last scenes of this movie, they take a weird shift. Like, from an action blockbuster horror film, horror with quotation marks of course, to a silent film of survival and keeping quiet. It really took a different shift. In fact, the ending was quite boring, quite frankly. I nearly fell asleep and I was lying on the couch watching it on my phone. With Netflix, I wasn't sailing 7 seas, of course. Here, let me give you an example. The first part of the movie was action-packed with Brad Pitt type of a movie, like Fast and Furious franchise. And then the second part, or the last part of the movie, is an asylum, keep quiet, escape type movie with Brad Pitt, of course. You know? Hope that makes sense, right? And of course, the ending of the film is them finding the cure, and the cure is to sicken everybody because the zombies, they are like a virus. They just want healthy bodies. But if your body is not healthy and you're infected, if you got germs, then you'll be alright, as it was hinted in the earlier scenes. Wow, mind-boggling. Which, of course, that is an interesting concept, not gonna lie. And am I the only one who noticed? I love Pepsi. Don't get me wrong, I love Pepsi, but that was a blunt Pepsi sponsorship, right? Like an advert right there, right? After digging a little bit deeper on the production side of the movie, it makes sense why certain issues pop up into the movie. Now, don't get me wrong, the production side of the movie, the effects and everything, it's every blockbuster movie that needed. Like, it's just candy to the eyes. Like, look at this. Just look at this. When you look at the story of the actual movie, it's hollow. It's hollow, it makes no sense. In fact, it shows a lot if you just remove the shiny explosion and special effects of the movie. The movie's pure story alone, it makes no sense because it faced a lot of issues. In fact, when I look deeper in this searching, the original drafted script written by J. Michael, which is not me, was actually scrapped. And they started filming the movie without actually having the script, without having a final script, in fact. That's crazy. Enter Damon Lindelof? Lindelof, right? Who in fact rewrote the script mid-production, but his changes didn't quite mesh with the exact footage of the movie, which it makes sense because when you look at the entire movie as a whole objectively, the whole aesthetic of the movie, from a blockbuster to a silent film, whatever, survival guide, makes sense. Because if you look at the ending of the movie, which destroys the pacing of the movie and makes the movie quite boring when you're watching it towards the end. The film also faced directorial changes, a lot in fact, because one of the directors, Foster, wanted to focus on more character development, character-driven stories, while the producers wanted the Hollywood magic. Which, of course, in the final product, it results in a clash of creative visions, Despite the movie facing a lot of chaotic production issues, it grossed a lot of money. In fact, it made $540 million worldwide, which in my own book I will say it's a W. And what do I think of the movie? I loved it personally. It may not be character-driven, deep plot, life-changing type of a movie, but it surely does what it's meant to do, entertain. It's one of those switch off your mind, brain movies where you just watch and let the colors fly. Yes, of course, you might get bored by the ending, but trust me, it's a pretty fun movie. And truly, WWZ was a poetic close to the world of zombies, for them to be forgotten and lost to time.
Michael, did you forget about zombie romance movies? Like Warm Bodies? You know the one that we watched?
Oh yeah, how could I forget about that?